Welcome back, everybody. Matt the Matt here. Hope you're doing well. So today is the 20th anniversary of the Butterfly Effect. It came out in January 22nd of 2004, starring Ashton Kutcher, Amy Smart, Eldon Henson, Ethan Suplee, and Eric Stoltz. Also had a very, very young Logan Lerman in the movie, who played Ashton Kutcher's character when he was 7 years old in the earlier parts of the movie. For some reason, I've always been a fan of this movie. Actually, weirdly enough, and probably no one is going to actually believe this, but it is true. Out of all the movies I own, which is a lot, this is the only movie I have of Ashton Kutcher's, which is kind of mind-blowing. He's known for comedies, and you don't have a single comedy with Ashton Kutcher in the movie. My brother owned Dude, Where's My Car? My sister owned Just Married, and I think What Happens in Vegas, and No Strings Attached. But me, the only dark film that Ashton Kutcher ever did. And I remember hearing about this movie. I remember the directors had to call it an acting coach to help Ashton Kutcher. And they're like, this guy is so bad, it's not even funny. And this is not a comedy. But I've always enjoyed it. I didn't see it in the theater. I remember my family rented it when we were in Florida for the summer, for the week. And we rented it one night, and again, Ashton Kutcher showing up in so many comedies. Let's see what this movie's about. Amy Smart was known for movies like Varsity Blues. So they're okay. You had Eldon Henson in here from The Mighty Ducks. You had Ethan Suplee in here from like Below and Remember the Titans. So it was like, okay, yeah. You got Eric Stoltz. No, the first official Marty McFly after only 2 weeks. Then they recasted him and got Michael J. Fox when they didn't like the dailies. And I have always enjoyed this movie. It is a really, really fucked up movie. This movie would never be made today. Mark my words. If they ever came out and said we're going to remake The Butterfly Effect, I would be like, no. I mean, there is no way you're going to go as dark as that movie went. I mean, you got children killing dogs. You got children blowing up my mailbox with a mom and her baby. You got the dad, Eric Stoltz, being a pedophile with his daughter and son and filming them doing stuff. And you're just like, this is only in the first 15 to 20 minutes. That would make it even worse. Like, I thought this was a comedy. You got Ashton Kutcher. What is this? But, I don't know, it's one of those movies. I think Amy Smart does a really good job in here. You had Eldon Henson, who, like I said, was the friend. Also, the different iterations of what happens to his character is really messed up. Way before Daredevil, when he played Foggy Nelson in the Netflix show. I think you have Ethan Suplee, who's like his roommate in college. Very goth-like. He was coming off of Blow with Johnny Depp. It's a very dark film. But it's also one of those movies, though. And I think as I've gotten older, it almost makes me think about things in my own life. Like, if I was able to go back and change that, or if I was able to go and maybe if that didn't happen, what would be the butterfly effect? That's the title of what would that future be like now? Almost like having a tree and branching off. Like if we went down this path and then we went this way, what would be the path? Or we went down that way, or, whatever. And this movie has so many different scenarios. All Ashton Kutcher wants to do is meet with Amy Smart, his childhood friend slash crush. Um, every time he tries to find a way, something bad happens. You know, the Amy Smart's brother ends up in jail, or his friend ends up in a psych ward, or Amy Smart's character ends up dead, or he ends up paralyzed. And it's like, whoa. And that's the other thing. Every scenario has a very dark ending to it. There's no happy ending. And it's not one of those movies that you're like, you know what, guys? Let's put on the butterfly effect. You're in a shit mood, I'm going to make it even more shit. I mean, but like I said, it's one of those movies that makes you wonder about a lot of things throughout your own life. Hey, I do too. I go, hey, that one incident in Savannah and that didn't happen, or if I didn't go down to Savannah that summer of 2010 to help my friend out on her film, where would things be now rather than what went down during that time? Hey, if I didn't get that letter from Chad to get into Savannah College of Art and Design, what would have been my other path in life? You think about that stuff. What if this happened? Would your friend be dead? And like I said, it makes you think as a person. Certain things throughout your own life. If I didn't do that, or if I just changed that just a little bit, what would be the effect of that? Or, if I could go back and change something, what would be the actual ripple effect of that? Would something be better? Would something be worse? I think it's Ashton, even though he never made another drama after this, I don't think he's bad in it. I think for his first time doing a dramatic role, in a very, very dark role, too, I think it works. I think I like the song at the end. And then even the ending when they're walking down the street and he passes her on the street and it's like 20 years later and they just have that one little moment of like, don't do it. Don't do it. You finally changed everything. You haven't seen her in years. Don't you do it, Ashton. You don't know what the ripple effect is going to be now. So yeah, I enjoyed this movie. Like I said, it's the 20th anniversary. Are you a fan of the butterfly effect? I never saw the direct-to-video sequels that this movie spawned. Tell in the comments below, Matt the Bat here. Are you going to watch the butterfly effect 20 years late on its 20th anniversary?